Hey folks, this is Abe from Pixel Pilgrim Studios, and I'm going to demo the Wayfarer Framework. So this framework is just a small project that I've put together that I've been using with all my games, and I found it super valuable, and I feel that others in the community might find it valuable as well. So I'm releasing it fully open source, MIT licensed. You can grab a copy on itch or through GitHub, or if there's any other locations to get it, I'll share that as well. So just to kind of walk over the features, I'd like to show what this is. We're going to go ahead and start this. So we'll see the splash screen for the Wayfarer Framework, and then an example of a splash screen for your own studio. Here I'm using mine, but in this case it's using an animated sprite and some sounds. We're going to go ahead and show, here is the main menu, and take a look at options. And we have the ability to set and persist your settings here. So whatever you set your volume to, that's what you're going to get it back when you log in again. We also have support for several languages. These go ahead and update everything for you, as well as not just the menu text, but the credits as well. We're just going to go ahead and switch that back. And what we have also is like a modular scene loader that helps you basically cleanly transition between scenes. So those two splash screens that we saw earlier are each its own scene. And here we're going into the main game. So as far as the input controls go, it does support and is wired for touch controls. Okay. And also, of course, your keyboard, your gaming pad, etc. And these can be updated the same way that you normally would, but generally when you're setting up your mobile controls, it's a little bit of a task to have to go through, so here it's just ready to go for you. As far as the system settings go, so when you set your language, so we can also set it from the pause menu here, so let's just say that we're going to set it to German. If you quit the game, again, those settings will be persisted. And for the languages that we have right now, it's English, Spanish, German, French, Portuguese, Chinese, and Japanese. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and set these back. And if you're ever fiddling with something and you're not sure what setting you changed, you can go ahead and reset your settings as well. There's a command for that in the dev console. Now, there is an ability for you to add additional strings that you want to basically add the translations for, and that would be using this language editor, which I have as a plugin that I've built for this framework. And that looks like this, where you would basically just select the language that you're trying to update. Let's say that perhaps maybe I had a better way of displaying that it's paused in Spanish, right? Maybe it's a different term or word that the gaming community tends to use. You can modify that here, you can delete it, you can add a new entry if you'd like, and let's say, for example, comment, momento. And once you save that, you'll get some feedback here that that particular item was saved, and if you don't want it, you can just go in here and delete it, save that change. And again, it goes ahead and it updates that for you. So I did demo also the pause system. So there's the ability to pause. You don't have to write that from scratch. And it's pretty much ready to go. So for the dev console, it's enabled by adding a flag in the main run args, and I'll share what that looks like. But basically, you can do things like enable the touch controls by default. Make sure that you that's weird. Okay. Make sure that you you're just gonna mute it because that song's just a single loop that goes over and over. And yeah, we want to access that. You just hit the backtick here, and that opens the console. You can hit help, and that'll go ahead and list out what you can do right now. And for example, I want touch controls off. If we start the game, we no longer have the controls, but if we want to turn them back on, okay, there you go. And if you want to add your own commands, that's definitely doable. Let's go ahead and show what else we can do as far as the flags go. So we'll finish with that particular demo. Main run args. So we can do -- skip splash. And if we run now, it goes directly from the initial boot screen that you saw there to the menu. So sometimes when you're developing, you don't want to watch the splash screen again and again. So there you go. And to disable it, the dev console also, you just remove those. Now, if you want to add your own custom commands, you would go into debug. And here we have the commands that are set up, and you can add your own so that you can do things like unlimited health, unlimited ammo, whatever your game is doing. If you want to switch between scenes or go directly to a particular level, you can do all that here. And as far as the code goes, anything that is prefixed with a WF is part of the framework. So for example, the translation tool, it just makes it easier for you to identify any auto loads, the core transition. You can modify those as well if you'd like. What you'd really want to do to just focus on developing your game is swap out everything in this scenes section. And of course, for the UI, you'd want to swap out also your splash screens so that it has your studio's or your indie dev studio or your developer logo, whatever it is that you want to have to kind of show some advertisement for your own studio. And it's a pretty simple, easy, clean layout for almost all of these components. In this case, you have your animated sprite that you'd add your own, or you can swap this out for a Sprite 2D. And if you look at this section of code here, basically this is the sprite that's being played, and this is the sound that is being played as well. So if you don't have a sound, you can just remove that, etc., etc. So highly customizable. It's actually pretty easy to read through, I feel. And if you have any questions or get stuck, just reach out to me or open a GitHub issue, or I'll be able to help you then. But that's pretty much it as far as this goes. It's hopefully something that you find useful, something that you're able to use. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations, or you'd like to contribute to the project yourself as well, go ahead and open a pull request on GitHub. And that's it. Happy coding.